Rift Apart is less than a month away, and I can safely say that I am hyped. It really seems like Insomniac Games learned from their mistakes and deliver probably the most exciting entry to Ratchet series. I will get the game as soon as it comes out, but please, I need it! I've waited for the final previews to come before I start doing a video on the game. I want to take a deeper look at the previews and give my thoughts on some aspects that I'm absolutely excited for, and some stuff that I am not that excited about. But mostly stuff that I found exciting. Before we start, because there is just so much stuff revealed, I am bound to miss some parts. Alright, just wanted to get that out of the way, let's start. I really like how the game has increased mobility. As you all know, I love Doom Eternal for how fast it is. Ratchet has dash-like ability named Phantom Dash, where he ceases to exist momentarily to dodge enemy attack. I guess there are more ways to dodge enemies rather than strafe jumping. They even brought back the hover boots, which were the best aspect from Crack in Time and Nexus. I absolutely love the idea of visiting dimensional counterparts of planets from past games, like Torrent 4 and Sargasso. They're all amazing looking. Sargasso is so big and full of acid that I bet DeviantArt users will feel at home. Torrent 4 is massive, where it makes sense a giant robot Fixer can move around freely. Especially Nefarious City, it's one massive cyberpunk city filled with robots. Which is a pretty fun nod to the third game, and Emperor Nefarious sounds like a cool villain. The city is probably more realistic than Cyberpunk 2070 city is. There are pocket dimensions to explore, which are most likely optional platforming challenges and open areas to explore, which sounds really neat. I kinda like how Miss Surgeon is a weapons seller this time, but if Miss Surgeon is here, where is Mr. Surgeon? You know what? I don't want to know, especially after how many times Surgeon has appeared in the games. She probably fell for the first and took the kid. Speaking of weapons, in this scene we see some new weapons like Lightning Rod, which was revealed in the final preview, and some returning weapons like Farmonger, Glove of Doom, Pixelizer, and Buzz Blades. Unpopular opinion time. I actually like Farmonger and Buzz Blades, so I'm happy to see them return. We get more weapons like Black Hole Storm, which is the game's chain gun, Enforcer, which is double barrel shotgun, and you know how cool those are. And Ricochet, which name implies hits enemies multiple times. Fun thing is that I noticed that it looks like the first game's shock cannon. Remember when I mentioned Mr. Zircon? Well, I think Mr. Fungi replaces his role as a synthenoid, which is quite interesting. The combat is really fast and hectic, so it will be a blast to play. I know the dual stick aiming while strafing has been a thing since Q-Force, but I really appreciate that they have kept it around since it's a big improvement over the previous games. It's still a shame that the game runs at 30 frames. But then they announced 60 frames mode without the 4K resolution, which is awesome because I don't have 4K TV, so I can enjoy 60 frames of planet hopping fun. The dialogue is pretty interesting, like Rivet doesn't actually believe what Clank says like we see in these clips.
Perhaps a symptom of the Dimensionator's destruction.
How do you come up with this stuff?
Ratchet and Clank, and are now also trapped in Rivet's dimension.
Oh yeah, the new Lombax girl's name is Rivet. Then Ratchet states that he will first focus on Clank, then Nefarious.
Clank first, Nefarious later.
It really shows how much he cares about him. I bet during the game Clank will probably try to get Rivet to look for Ratchet while they try to stop Emperor Nefarious. Even in this trailer, Ratchet just judges Dr. Nefarious before hitting him, which is the funniest part. And the alternative dimension characters seem really interesting. Phantom might actually be Skid McMarks in an alternative dimension, where he isn't a brainlet.
Nefarious Day Spa. If you can distract these troopers, I'll hack Nefarious's propaganda blimp and give this city a message it'll never forget.
Emperor Nefarious is a more threatening villain this time around, and space pirates are back, and Rusty Pete named Pierre is just hilarious.
It seems fate has brought us together again, ma petite Rivet.
Guess fate really loves seeing you get your butt kicked, Pierre.
Ah! Yoo-hoo! Pirate mateys! Attack!
I love that voice. Rivet seems pretty interesting, so it will be fun to find out her origins and who she is. And I can't wait to see when Ratchet and Clank reunite with each other, and Ratchet meets Rivet and what his talks are about her. Although Nefarious returns back, which is kinda boring, I will never get tired of his mad personality. We get to fight the same robot we fought multiple times in Tools, which is really fun. Ooh. And Fixer is an interesting character which I want to learn more about once the game comes out, if I even can get a PS5. Seriously, this COVID thing has really ruined a lot of things. I turned 18 last year and I could even visit bars or playing gambling machines for a half a year straight. Fuck, Cursus really look weird this time around. Oof. So far the music sounds pretty meh. I mean, it has some cool tracks, but so far not really impressed with the music department. Kinda pointless to say at this point, but David's music was really memorable and one of the best parts of the earlier Ratchet games. I am not saying this to be nostalgic fanboy because I like the music in Nexus, but I will look forward to see his fork at the game. This is not the game's problem, but having Sorgon Jr. narrating these previews hurt my ears.
Our journey includes new planets, new versions of old planets, and alternate dimension versions of old and new planets!
But I'm still excited to see these previews. Clank is missing his arm, so they look for Fixer to repair him. No joke, I actually thought Clank could use the helipack due to missing an arm, but I was wrong. It's pretty neat detail that Clank is missing his right arm just like Rivet does. This cutscene where Clank gets abducted by the giant robot bug is most likely a boss fight due to instantly switching to Rivet jumping to hit the robot piloting it. And the nefarious Juggernaut seems like a fun boss fight. I think this game takes the same focus like Tools had and throws mini-bosses from time to time at you. These scenes are really hard for me because Clank took the best of Ratchet and he doesn't blame Clank when Nefarious steals the Dimensionator.
I do not know where I would be without you. You are my closest friend, my teammate, and you have given up a lot to... I have repaired the Dimensionator so you can travel through dimensions and find your family. I should have known Nefarious would try something like this.
Don't beat yourself up. This'll be just like old times.
We get multiple armors which we get to switch around and get a photo mode, which is neat. If you prefer the Galactic Ranger outfit more to other armors, I don't want to be friends with you. Dimensional climb puzzles sound really interesting. Can't wait to see more of them. Because there is just so much stuff to cover, I'm just gonna go briefly the other exciting things. The HUD got a nice upgrade. Glitch challenges sound neat. Arena combat is back and I loved that. Hurl shot drops you across the level, which is cool. Aerial combat sounds neat. More settings options, which is hugely appreciated. Overall, the game is seemingly shaping up to be an amazing experience. Not gonna lie, for over 4 years of no new Ratchet game has been weird. But if they in the future will take their time to make a new Ratchet game, I won't mind because I always want the games to be their best. I can't wait to play the game. If I can find a PS5, god damn it!